For the purpose of this book, the term countertransference will refer to the sum total of thoughts, feelings, fantasies, impulses, and bodily sensations, conscious and unconscious, that may arise in the pastoral caregiver in relation to any person who has come for help. This represents a departure from classical psychoanalytic definition of countertransference in which many generations of pastoral caregivers were trained. Based on the work of Sigmund Freud, this classical definition viewed countertransference as unconscious distortions in the helper's perception due to unresolved internal issues, usually rooted in early childhood. The concept originated as the counterpart to the transference, Freud's term for the patient's projections or transferring of experiences of parents and other authority figures from childhood onto the person or the therapist, or helping professional or authority figure. From a classical point of view, the work of a caregiver around countertransference was to analyze and thereby neutralize any neurotic baggage that might hinder the work or therapy of pastoral care. A newer view, sometimes termed totalist, encompasses this classical understanding but also expands beyond it. In the totalist definition, countertransference does include preconditioned patterns of relating developed in the helping professional's own childhood, but may also be strongly influenced or even evoked by the transference of the helpee. Transference similarly, is defined as the sum total of the helpee's thoughts, feelings, fantasies, impulses, and bodily sensations, conscious and unconscious, toward the helping professional, and may include, but again is not limited to, preconditioned patterns of relating developed in childhood. In this understanding, transference and countertransference operate together to form a complex interrelation referred to by some writers as intersubjectivity, which operates at both conscious and unconscious levels. Self and other become intertwined in this relational matrix. Aspects of both selfness and otherness may be discovered in numerous places, internally in one's own thoughts, fantasies, and memories, externally in relation to the actual other, and in the between of the relationship itself. The interstices of relationship as it is continually being constructed. This complex relation informs and generates patterns of meaning making, which may be enacted or not enacted non-verbally, and also affects the quality of the healing, positive or negative, that evolves in the helping relationship over time. Countertransference in this construction becomes a valuable tool. It is important to understand one's own neurotic vulnerabilities, from which no one is immune, and to become sensitized to one's own buttons or tender places within ourselves that are vulnerable to being pushed by others. This is the classical contribution to the understanding of countertransference, which has been fruitfully taught in CPE and pastoral care curricula for generations. However, in the understanding of this book, countertransference is not only a hindrance to be worked through or analyzed away, it is also a valuable instrument for listening to others, because in the unconscious relationship that grows between helper and helpee, our own thoughts, feelings, and fantasies literally absorb the thought life of the other, as we soak together in the intimacy of the helpee's shared confidences. By listening for the music of our own inner world as we sit with another, we listen to the other's music as well, through the counterpoint, both harmonious and dissonant, of shared wisdom that springs up between us. This is how the use of the self becomes a treasure for helping another.